think it's going to be mega. I really don't think it's going to be. Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Saturday. I hope you are having a beautiful, wonderful day. My day is going fantastic, and we are back in the Obsidian Order, and I have one of these towers behind me, right? So these towers were put up by the guilds of the old world, and I'm guessing Obsidian Order Season 2, which I wasn't a part of. So they put these towers up that travel around in the new world easier because they had completely conquered their old world and they wanted some new things to explore. Now, the more important bits to these towers are actually the waystones that they had built and placed, and I would love to have one of these closer to my base. So that leads me into what we're going to be doing today. Now, for us to get one of those waystones a bit closer to the base, we have to think of a reason why these ancient guilds would have put one there in the first place. So I have this idea for a really cool tower of my own. It's not going to match the towers that are placed around the world. We're going to build something really ancient and it would grab their attention, and then that's why they wanted to put it there. This is not going to be the shape, but it is where I was marking it out to be. I do have plans for a base here, and I'm not going to call it mega. I mean, it might be a little mega, but it's mainly, I don't want to spoil anything for the future, but this is part of the layout, and this is actually the focal point of the base. So this will be the main structure. This is what everything will be surrounding. This is what, you will see when you're walking throughout the base, and I kind of want to mark the general focal point, and it is going to be built out of a ton of marble. I have a pretty good marble built up here, and then some in this crate. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need way more than that, but this block is beautiful and there is a lot of stuff you can do with it. So here is all the variants you can make, and each one of these, well, not each one of them, most of these have stairs, slabs, and wall versions of them as well. We will be using a lot of this in the different patterns, and we'll probably use a pop of color, but it's going to be more towards the top. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get like the base built, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit more and see where to go from the base. We're no strangers to love, you know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. And we have part of the base of the tower completed. This is just like the bottom part, like the support. But I'm also out of marble, so I'm gonna have to go back and get some more marble so we can finish this guy off. But I am loving the way this thing has turned out. It needs to be lit up. The inside needs a little bit more work, and there's a few bits of detail on the outside that I need to do, but I am just completely out of this marble block. So I'm going to go mining for that, and we're going to continue building this tower. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We now have the base of this tower done. But I don't think it's going to be mega. I really don't think it's going to be. But it is looking very nice. It is a very good looking build. I'm going to go ahead and try to put a couple more layers on it and see where it takes me. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. I don't know. It is getting taller, but I still don't think it's mega. We're gonna have to add on another layer or so. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We got one more layer to go and then the roof, and we should be done. I don't think this is gonna make it count as a mega build. I really don't. But it's still a really big tower and I'm loving it. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. The outside of the tower is complete and I am loving it so far. We have these little statues that you can make and I put them at the top. Now the east and west have the gold lanterns, the chef and the llama. And these guys right here, I would imagine this is what the chefs look like. So it's going to be kind of weird. I know I got to explain this, but my base is going to be themed around cooking mixed with the Roman Empire and some modern. So it's going to be kind of weird, right? So I'd imagine these chef warriors to kind of look like this, and they only fight with the frying pan. So we have the chef warriors kind of hanging out, as statues on there. And then the north and south just have two iron lanterns. Because this is the wedding cake tower. That is what this is called. So this whole thing right here is a wedding cake. And on the very top is Ad Solum, the Pantheon, which means to the sun. So you know how a lot of the wedding cakes have like the bride and groom on top? That is that Pantheon is the decoration on top of the wedding cake. So here we are at Ad Solum, the Pantheon. We got like the pink and blue leaves up at the top to kind of add a little bit of decoration up there, along with the chandeliers hanging off of gold chains. I have some custom made chandeliers out of gold. This is a very gold themed. We did get our waystone up here, and it's got the name to it, so if you ever want to spell the name to the tower, there it is. And we do have a sun decoration up here because this is to the sun. Now the tower itself, even with its roof, is facing east and west, and that's how we labeled the cake at the bottom as well, with those statues and gold lanterns. I love how this came together. It is one of my favorite builds that I've done so far. We added some little bits of decoration with the purples and blues that kind of break up all the yellow and white that's going on. This is a chest where I just added a couple more paragliders. In case somebody wants to jump off the top and paraglide down, they can, which is really fun. The inside of the tower is not as decorated. Now, the building work on the inside of this tower is complete. Like, I have all of the floors, I have all of the windows, all the walls, bushes, chandeliers, these gold lanterns. I have all of that in. But what it's missing is a little bit of detail decoration. And what I was thinking for the detail-y bits is actually two different things, right? I was thinking of some of these statues and some of these pedestals. Now, what makes these pretty cool is that the statues, I could put heads and swords and everything on them, and you could control each individual body part other than the legs to kind of get them to pose in different ways. And on top of that, I can also use the pedestal, which is about the same color as the statue, and put random items in it to float like we did in our enchanting room. Now, I want to do this for you guys. I want to do it for all of you. I'm going to pick anywhere from 1 to 3 comments that I see on each video, and I'm going to add one of these decorations until we fill each and every one of the floors up, which I think would be pretty cool. I can, I can rename this and the name will show up. I can name the statue and the statue's name will show up, or I can name the head on the statue and it will pop up. Now, the heads won't all be wandering traders. They'll just be whatever heads I can find. And I think it would look really cool up there. If I get an iron farm going, I might even be able to put frying pans on all of y'all's hands. And we'll have some of the frying pan warriors up there. And I was thinking these gold crystals kind of look like French fries in a way. So some of you might be floating French fries, which I think would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Now, with the tower being done, I still do not think it is mega because it is only one piece of my base. And it belongs to a mega project that we are going to do. So no, the tower in itself is not mega if the rest of the base is not built with it, which is fine because what we're about to do is maybe lay out the rest of the base right in here. I do have a bit of a tree farm to clean up, a bit of a mess. I used a lot of materials in this build, not including all the marble that's underground somewhere there-ish. Yeah, I lit it up with a gold lantern. There was just a ton of marble under there. But yeah, I used a bunch of the purple woods. All of these woods you'll be able to find in the base itself. So we got to clear up our little tree farm mess. I will probably move it somewhere over there in a flattening area. And then we're going to do a quick layout of where some of the structures are going to go. And now we have all of the trees that I had scattered throughout here gone, and we could get ready to lay out some kind of base work on where things could go. I do have a few ideas. I don't have a lot of ideas in my head yet, but I do have a couple that I definitely want to go ahead and get mapped out. Over here in the purple, we're going to have a villager trading hall. I went ahead and outlined it kind of. This is not going to be the size. It's probably definitely going to be a lot bigger than this, just like our barn, but it does give us a rough idea of where it's going to go. And the reason why I want the villager trading hall here is because this is a naturally spawning dirt hut. And these dirt huts work a lot like the igloos on the inside, where there is a little trap door that leads to a villager you cure. And I have cured a villager and let him breed with the other guy. And this is how I've been mending my gear so far. I've been selling these guys sticks, and they've just been mending my stuff up and keeping my stuff going. Like, I need to go ahead and mend my axe. Over here in the cherry red planks, just like before, this gives us a general guide to about where it's going to be. And I'm thinking of some kind of really cool library that has a secret in it. But I'm not going to reveal what the secret is. But this would be really cool to have over here. In these cypress greenish yellow logs, I'm thinking of some kind of battle arena for the cooks. You know, it's kind of like an entertainment. They would set off a couple of cook warriors, and the cook warriors would duke it out in the arena and kind of entertain the people. I'm thinking this would be a really good spot for it. This is a relatively small square. So this guy's probably going to be a big circle instead of a green square. But this kind of, you know, it outlines it. It outlines where we're going to put it. In these willow green logs, this is the main area, like a palace, right? Where the head chef lives, or, you know, in other universes, the emperor. So this is the head chef palace, and this is where it's going to go. It's definitely going to be a lot bigger and have like a more grand of an entrance. So yeah, I think that'd be a good spot for it. Okay, and these white creamy colored boxes is where the modern bit comes in. And kind of like in real life where, you know, as a city ages, it slowly gets newer and newer buildings, similar to Rome. That's how I want this base to feel. So this is where these two bits come in. And these two bits are also our farming district, I guess you could say. Like we're gonna put our redstone contraptions in these buildings, even though they're gonna look like houses or shops or whatever they may turn into. And they could also be a bit longer. I just went ahead, I wanted to mark out these middle bits as where they are going to go. These orange maple logs are marking out where our roads and pathways might be, and that is very important for a town or a city style type of base, is to kind of have an idea where your roads are going to go. Normally you plan the roads before you plan the buildings, but I needed a rough idea of where my buildings were going to go first. So here we are. This is going to look amazing. You could get a better picture of it from the sky up here at our tower. You can see every road that's kind of going where it's going to go, and where all of the buildings are going to go as well. And some of these squares are definitely too small, but that's fine. Each building is probably going to be filling in the gaps. There's not going to be much gap in the way of that. And same goes for these two buildings, but that's fine. This gives us a rough blueprint of how we are going to do things. I will see all of you in the next one. That is all I got time for in today's episode. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.